making yourself available to the highest good within you. It's about trusting your intuition. It's about dissolving doubt within. When we apply our minds consciously, decisively, using our free will, we have to truly check in with the intention of our application. What am I thinking about? Why am I thinking about the things that I'm thinking about? So oftentimes, we cultivate this incessant desire to figure out problems, creating problems in the process. Everything is taken care of for us, pretty much. Most of us are given this momentum at birth to survive, and so we will take care of our own needs. And it is up to ourselves to draw a clear line in the sand of responsibility of where our needs need to be met, our responsibility to take care of ourselves, and then, once that's taken care of, then figure out which responsibilities we want to take on of others. Now, it's important to draw this distinction because we can only accomplish so much within this lifetime, within this moment. And so, in order to make the correct decision, we have to make sure that our needs are taken care of first. And this isn't a selfish draw, cause, or application. This isn't a selfish direction. This is just to ensure that we don't dry up the reservoir within. Because what happens when we do, let's say we have a friend, and our friend is going through a crisis, and we want to be there for our friend, and we put the needs of our friend before the needs of ourselves. Let's say we starve ourselves before we take heed and start listening to our friend. What that can do is that can pull from our reserves, pull from our energetic reserves. They say that the three treasures in Chinese medicine are the yin, the qi, and the shen. They say that the shen is the light that comes from a candle. They say that the qi is the flame burning on top of the candle, and the yin, the foundation of all life itself, the source of being, is the candle itself, the wax within the candle, or the soy, or whatever. So, what happens when we start to burn off energy that we don't have to boost the shen? We want to be light bearers. We want to be there to be of service for others, and this is a good thing. But when we start to put off more qi than we're capable of in any given moment, it really, really starts knocking away at our yang. And this is okay when we have fully taken care of ourselves. But when we put others before ourselves, then what happens is seeds of negativity are planted. We can actually draw in the negative, problematic energies that are coming from the people we're trying to help, the people that we love. This isn't intentional. This is just because we don't have our immunities fully set up. We can do work. We're supposed to be in service of others, don't get me wrong. However, we need to make sure that we are not going to be putting ourselves in a position where other people are putting obstacles in our own paths. So if we're on our own path and we have a responsibility to take care of, and we put that on the sideline, then it's a situation that if somebody else's obstacle takes priority, or the love of somebody else takes priority over our own internal drive, then what are we doing? We're just putting more obstacles in our own path. So before we take that step forward to attempt to be of assistance and of service, if that's the higher calling, let's make sure that we've run our current course first. If it's a call, if it's an emergency, say, I'll call you right back. I need to handle this situation. And make sure that you put an endpoint on that situation so that you can return back to it if it's important, or you can just cross cross over and begin to address somebody else's situation, which then becomes your situation. And then you don't have to go back to it because that endpoint was exactly what it needed to be in order for that situation to come to a close. Now, every situation, I believe, in my personal worldview, has a purpose. So if some kind of unexpected situation comes into our vortex, then that is there for us to make the determination of how we handle that. And it's very important. So we have to take the moments to reflect upon ourselves, to ask ourselves, are all of our needs met? One thing that really irks me, and I don't know why it does so much, but this distinction between needs and wants. People say, I need the new Wii U. And it's like, why? Why do you need that? Why is that such a burning desire within that you have to misappropriate what it is and what it means to you? It's silly, you know? Our needs are so few. Yet we, in this sector of society, have a tendency to blow things out of proportion. Hyperbole is the common cause of the day, and it's contagious. People all the time blow things out of proportion. And what it does is it creates this fantastic realm where this need to inflate ego and create this desire of self-importance overrules our interactions with other people. It's like, oh, well, I need this, I need that. Okay. Are you starving? Are you going to have dehydration? Are you going to faint from dehydration? Are you going to get hypothermia? Like, what are our true needs? And then when we fully are able to reflect upon our own true needs, only then can we truly start sheltering and bearing the weight of other people's needs. And understanding and becoming aware of the actuality of what another person means when they say that they're in need. There are people in need. And it is our responsibility to be aware of when we can help, can be of assistance to other people's needs. And in the world at large, more people are in need than have all of their needs taken care of. I truly believe that you can teach a fisherman how to fish and they'll eat for their entire lives, whereas if you provide a fish for somebody, they'll just eat for the day. So teaching ourselves how to reflect upon how to replenish that yin in order to do what we feel we need to do, in order to enact that divine contract and that to fulfill our mission statement. That's going to be the genesis. And unfortunately, there are systems in place in some places around the world where people's needs cannot be met. And it is our job to try to do whatever we can to change those systems. Because until everybody's needs are met, nobody's desire to be happy will be truly fulfilled because we are all connected. As Rupert Sheldrake calls in Morphogenic Resonance, his classic quintessential novel about, or nonfiction book about how nature has a memory within it. Nature carries a memory within it, and there is this thing called non-locality, where if they remove DNA from the inside of your cheek with a swab, and then they subject you to certain types of stimulation, like whether it be horror, or whether it be romance, or whether it be comedy, the same type of stimulation, vibratory stimulation that happens on a microscopic level within your body will also be occurring on the DNA that has been separated and brought hundreds of yards away, So if that's the case, then we, all originating from the same source, are all connected. So if somebody is suffering somewhere in the world, that means that our needs are not always truly met. And that's why it's important to draw a mature distinction between a desire and a need. Because if somebody comes to you crying, wailing that they don't have the new next generation video game console and saying that they need it, you need to be able to apply critical thinking. The reason why I'm such a big fan of the New Age movement is because it's a conscious desire, it's a conscious direction of self-awareness. To bring that about consistently is the only way that we can progress towards maximum happiness as a collective, starting within. Because if there's a group of people that claim to be happy and put on the smiles and say, join us, join us, join us, and you join them, but they're not truly happy, you are not going to be able to receive any kind of energetic happiness. You're just going to learn the acting techniques from the acting workshops that they give you. And perhaps this is why Scientology has such a big, devotion and focus on the Hollywood community. But I digress in that we have to be able to draw direct access to our true pathways to joy. Because if we try to put other people first, which I have done throughout my entire life, we're only going to succeed insofar as feeding the starving person a plate of fish for the day. However, we can do that and also deliver to them a permanent energetic shift to where they can say, wow, this person that fed me had something special within themselves because they were complete within. And it is only through these demonstrations that we can truly convey a contagious sense of appropriate action. In Buddhism, they say that we need to take care of, there's the Four Noble Truths, but in order to draw cessation to suffering, we need to follow the Eightfold Path. And right speech, right thought, right action are all a part of that. So I know that this video wasn't well blueprinted out prior to drawing forth this channeling, but I'm trying to encourage people to authentically express themselves and not doubt that the words that flow through you at any given time are divinely inspired and need to come out. The words that you want to express must be expressed, and if they are not, you will get sick, because that is what you are here to do. You are a unique emanation of light and love, and you need to share that, because holding that within, and it's not your fault, it's not our fault. We have been conditioned to believe that we should keep a safe distance. Luckily, with the advance of technology, we can keep a safe distance, yet still connect. However, we have to become active in this process. Otherwise, it's a waste. It's a wash. And I don't know if you'll reincarnate and have to learn the lesson over and over and over again. I don't know if I'm going to reincarnate to learn lessons over and over and over again. I'm quintessential agnostic. I have no idea. But what's the harm in trying? The worst case scenario is that something that I desire is withheld from me. But as long as my needs are met, it's going to be okay. It has always been okay, and it will always be okay. The best case scenario is that I attract more like-minded and like-hearted frequencies into my being, into my essence, into my vortex, as Abraham Hicks puts it. And what greater accomplishment can I have today than drawing more of what brings me joy? And I wish the same for you. And I wish the same for everybody. So let us become activated. I don't know what it was that helped me activate and meet all these wonderful people, the Love Mob and the Via Nova community and just amazing women and men and just great communities with pure, honest, authentic intentions. I don't know what sparked that off, but it's a fire within me, and it is my responsibility to stoke that flame as much as possible so that it doesn't go out because it feels so right. And I wish the same for everybody. And I don't know, it's just kind of a gleeful contagion within that I must share. I feel called to share. And I think it's just because I started paying attention, you know? It's like everyone believes that their life has to be the way that it has always been. And the way that it has always been is not dictated from within. The way that it has always been is a lesson that has been taught to all of us about fear, worry, lack, limitation, doubt. Those things are antiquated technologies that got us to this point. But now that they're here, we have to really question whether or not they're continuing to serve us. I believe that it's important to have access to these tools, to these technologies. But my inkling within, my intuition tells me that they are a part of us that can just go to sleep. And they will know when to become active when we turn off our mind and turn on this other part of our being that enables us to just fully immerse ourselves in the continuation, current flow of the now. And I believe, as Dan Savage puts it, with, you know, having gay people come out of the closet, it does get better. It continually gets better. And we have to stop posting or we have to stop addressing and giving credence to the mileposts along the way that say, okay, well, I got to this next step in the successful journey of the hero. So I'm on the right path. I'm doing the right thing. What's the next step? Oh, the big raise. Okay, there it is. Boom. And then, oh, the bonus. And then, oh, I have to meet this quota. It's like, what is that providing you personally? Is it just a reflection of appreciation from the outside world? And what is the value of that? These are questions that I'm going to continue to pose. The process of talking to myself, to this machine, that you have access to my thoughts in my mind, I don't know. I don't know why I'm doing it. But I feel called to, and it feels good to express myself. It helps me because I'm able to watch this and reflect upon my own inner being, my own soul, to see what the fuck it is I'm talking about. And maybe, just maybe, it might inspire somebody to do the same, so we can figure out this great mystery together. And truth be told, it's a mystery that's probably never going to be figured out. But because I have this unquenchable curiosity and this insatiable desire to connect, I'm going to continue to do this and see where it takes me. And my intuition tells me that nature rewards courage. So let's continue to do this together, and love, love, love. Love, love. All right, peace.